Good afternoon, Kiran Rai here. Dominik on the other line. Dominik, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you very much. Dominik, I have thank you so much for the exclusive interview. Really appreciate your time. My first question to you, you're at the European Parliament. How's it going today so far?
Strasbourg, yes, the temple of European democracy. I'm here in Strasbourg now.
Right, excellent. So in terms of, I just want to kind of just recap into the situation that's happened a couple of days ago. You were recently banned from entering the UK. What exactly happened from your side, and also your thoughts going forward?
Well, the simple question is why? Obviously, my answer would be because Starmer is a communist. That's my answer, because I used to live under communism. I know what the communism is. I know what the communistic practices are. And I know that what he does now is to stop free speech, stop free media, stop people who are thinking differently than he does. And I think what he does is just a pure communism. Everyone was so furious about calling him a communist. It doesn't matter if he called himself a labor socialist. The practices, what he does is a communism. It's not about me. It's not about MEP on a diplomatic passport. It's about journalists who are not allowed, who are banned. You know that people from America, from different places around the world, were not allowed to come. So what we are seeing now in Great Britain is communism. Because as I said, as a Polish, born in 1979, I do remember communism. I know what a lack of free media is. There was no free media. You couldn't disagree with the people in power, the communists. And this is what he's doing now. What is the difference? What is the difference? What is the legal ground not to let me in on my democratic passport, diplomatic passport, as a democratic elected MEP? What was the legal ground? There was no explanation, and I can't see any explanation rather than his fear. He know that he is done politically. He is done. So he's scared and he's panicking, and he thought that maybe he will ban far-right agitators. I'm not an agitator. I'm not a far-right. I'm a conservative, democratically elected MEP. 211,000 people elected me. And I'm not representing Poland only. I am representing European Union by the law. So he said that he wants to rejoin European Union. He wants to be together with the European brothers and sisters, but I'm not his brother. I'm not the part of democratic family. We are living in the Western democratic world. He doesn't. I think he thinks that he owns the nation, that he can decide what to think, what to say. People are arrested for praying in their mind next to the abortion clinics. People are arrested for Facebook posts or comments. People are arrested for gospel songs on Oxford Street. I used to live in London. I lived there for 5 years. It's not the same city. It's not the same country. So this is why I decided, okay, if you want to ban me, a diplomat, you have to have a legal ground. If there's no legal ground, this is not democracy. If there's no democracy, I do have the right to sue him. And then if he will not apologize in writing, the case will go to the court.
Now, in terms of your political views in the UK, do you believe freedom of speech in Britain is under threat right now? That's what I'd like to know from you.
There is no. It's not under threat. There's no free speech in Great Britain. Again, it's not about me only. It's about journalists from US, from Spain, from Netherlands who are not let in, who are banned. So it's not about political differences. Even though if that would be only about political differences, what kind of democracy it would be without different views? If there's no legal ground, I was never convicted. I'm still holding my democratic diplomatic passport, and I'm still democratically elected MEP. I will keep repeating it because it's the mirror of democracy. So he knows that he's done. He knows after local elections that he is gone. He's going to go very, very soon, and he's very nervous. Panicking reactions shows that he's very weak. He is very weak, and he's losing his mind, and he will pay for it. I mean, this is why when I tweeted, when I posted, I said I'm not gonna sue a government. I'm not gonna sue Home Office. I'm gonna sue him personally because it was him who said during the press conference, he called me a far-right agitator. I'm not an agitator. I am a representative of European Union, unless he wants to call representatives of the European Union agitators only because they have different views. What is democracy? He thinks that he's some kind of communist who can rule like North Korea. Everyone thinks the same. Everyone say the same. You cannot leave. You cannot come. It's not North Korea. We are in Europe, in the Western world in generally. How can you explain that? What is the explanation? When I received an email, I couldn't appeal. So you're banned. No reason why you cannot appeal. Is this democracy? Is this the rule of law? And by the way, he is a lawyer and he specialized in human rights law, right? I'm doing my PhD on human rights and international as well. This is going to be very interesting. How he's gonna, what kind of arguments he's gonna use in the court? Because if he is advocating for human rights, he took my rights as a citizen, as a European, as a politician, to speak out. So how he can explain that? We know, everyone knows, it's all about his fear, about the results of his elections, about his weakness, and what he does. He is destroying the good name of Great Britain with the parliamentarian experiences, with the dialogue. He is a communist by his actions. It doesn't matter how he called himself.
And now in terms of immigration and in terms of immigration policy in the UK, despite and besides Keir Starmer, what do you think's gone wrong in your personal opinion?
I was banned, boats are still allowed. This is ridiculous. The guy with a democratically elected mandate with a diplomatic passport was banned. You cannot come, but you've got over 200,000 people on the boats coming with no problem. They are paid for the hotels, food. They do not have to work. This is ridiculous. And British people, they pay for it. British taxpayers, they pay for it. We don't have this problem in Poland. We said zero illegal migration, no boats, no forests, nothing. We had zero terrorist attacks. I keep repeating it, and I'm still I'm trying to use Eurostat data, not my opinion. Use Eurostat from here, from European Parliament, from Strasbourg. Why there was no terrorist attack? Why there's no stabbings? Why there is no gang rapes? Why? Because there's no legal migration. Use data, not my political opinion, not far-right, conservative, whatever you call me, fascist, Islamophobe. I don't care how you call me. You can call me a pink elephant. Take a paper, read it, read the data, and you will see.
And also my other question is, what should the UK do about small boating? Because you spoke about boating crossers in the English Channel. What do you suggest in your opinion, and also at the same time your advice?
Send them back, all of them, and ask the country of origin to pay for the transportation. If they will not pay, cancel all the deals, all the deals with the countries which will not take them back. So it's not about sending them back. I would ask for planes, 747, I don't know, 20, 40, 50, whatever. Send them back. Ask the demand from the countries of origin to pay for the transportation and ban them for life. If the countries would not pay, cancel all the deals, economical businesses, any business with the country. That's it.
Can I also say, Dominik, I understand your point of view and I respect that. What I'm saying in the perspective is, you're saying send them all back. Some people, with all due respect, as you know, we all come from different walks of life and different backgrounds in terms of, terrorism, and there's, different countries of war-torn, etc.
Yes.
So when you say all of them, do you mean every single person, even if they come from war-torn countries?
No. First of all, okay, that's a very good question. I'm happy you asked that. International law is very clear about immigration and asylum seeker. Asylum seeker is different than migrant. Asylum seeker, by the international law and treaties, says very clearly, the asylum seeker is the person who flee from the country on conflict to the first safe country. Is Great Britain neighboring with Syria? No. Great Britain is not a neighbor with Iraq or Syria. So international law is very serious. Yes, you can flee, and then you don't do it on the boats. You do it in a legal way, as I did before Poland joined European Union. When I wanted to visit Great Britain, I went to, I asked for a visa. I went through the airport and immigration, not on the boat. So do not ask me these questions.
But
because
some people,
everyone knows.
some people, though, Dominic, with all due respect, some people are not as lucky or as fortunate or have the how do I say in other words? How do I say it in other words? They're not as fortunate. They have them tools or their forethink in order to go through the right process. What I'm trying to say is some people.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's so they have like 4,000 euros to pay to the smugglers, and they don't have €1,000 for a plane ticket. Is this what you're trying to say?
No, but what I'm trying to say,
when I was trying to visit Britain first time, I had to borrow money for a plane ticket to book my flight. I had no money. My family was very poor. Okay, so they have 4,000 euros to pay to the smugglers, to the guys who take money from them to cross the border on the boat, but they do not have internet.
You're right. I understand what your point of view, but what I'm trying to say is not everyone has that thought process. Some people are not. There's a word to this. I'm trying to put my hand around this, but there's a word to this. I'm trying to say is not. Some people are not as. They don't have. I mean, yes, you're right. Spit
it out. What do you want to say? Spit it out.
What I'm saying is, in immigration policy, yes, we have an issue in the UK. I'll be honest with you, but not what I'm saying.
No, we don't have an issue with immigration policy. We have an issue with the Prime Minister and this rubbish government. So spit it out. What you're about to say. I'll tell you. I'll say that. Okay. World is not equal.
No, I agree.
Not everyone is the same. Not everyone is fortunate as we are Europeans. Okay? It doesn't mean that we have to move Africa, Arab countries to Europe. It doesn't mean that. Life doesn't look like that. Okay? Unless you're a communist and you think that everyone is equal, everyone has the same, should have the same social, and people would work for someone else who doesn't speak English, who doesn't want to learn English or any other language. No, it doesn't look like that way. Life doesn't look that way. World doesn't look that way. Unless you want to have Africa in Europe, unless you want to have a Sharia law in Europe, no. I do not want Sharia law in Europe. I will never allow anyone to change my food, my culture, Greek philosophy, Roman law. No, no, that's it. If you are so smart, I mean, I'm talking about Muslims now, for example.
Right.
Why they're not moving from Syria to, let's say, Egypt? Why Egypt do not allow to get them in, let them in? Why? Why they're not moving to Qatar? Why? Culturally, very, very simple, very close. Food is great, they love it, they know it. Language is the same. Why? Why they are fleeing throughout the world to come to Great Britain or any other European countries? Why? Can you answer?
I can't answer that, to be honest, but I know.
There you go.
But I know what you're saying.
I know why.
Right.
So I tell you why.
Please.
Because Hijra is the part of their religion, their ideology, and Hijra, as you know, if your viewers doesn't know, is the way to conquer without the war. It's just a fact. And I'm not Islamophobe. It doesn't matter. Is it Hindu, Muslim, non-believer? I do not want anyone to come here illegally. That's it.
Right. And my last couple of questions to you, Dominic. Tommy Robinson remains hugely controversial in Britain. Why were you willing to appear at his event?
Because he's a brave man. When I visited him in the prison, when he was in prison for his documentary report about grooming gangs, Muslim gangs raping British women, children, teenagers. I said, Tommy, I know you've got the offer. If you will cancel, if you will delete this movie, you will be out. He says, no, I'm not going to do it. He's a brave man. He's not crystal man. He's not saint. No, none of us. We are not saint. I'm not saying, you're not saying, we are not crystal. We made mistakes, but he's a brave man.
Suing Sir Keir Starmer, our Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is that a definite, or are you considering moving backwards a tiny bit? Is that definitely going to happen from your end?
No, we already sent the papers. We already proceed with the legal action. If he will not apologize in writing, the case is going to go to the court. That's it.
And how many days are you giving Sir Keir Starmer to write you that letter?
There is a specific date. We did not reveal that. A short period of time. If he will not do it, the case is going to the court. It doesn't matter if it's now, in a month. It's going to happen.
Dominik, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.